Alright, so boom. You guys ever felt that a song on an album or mixtape was underappreciated? Yes, there are some people who know about the song and the track is somewhat popular, but they don't really praise it that much because there's another song on the same project that gets all the attention. That's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. 5 songs that get overshadowed. These are songs where I think are still nice or even great songs, but they don't get enough attention for a couple of reasons. There's another song on the project that's honestly better, so people tend to give more praise to that song. Or while not better, there are other songs on the project that are more popular. So those are the songs that most people tend to talk about. One song that I hope doesn't get overshadowed is Big Bang by Zach Duncan.
You got little bands with the big man. Man, I don't get that. Everybody here wanna get paid. Cause you come from nothing like the Big Bang. They ain't got a plan but to sit back. Put their hands out while we get snagged. Everybody here wanna get paid. Cause you come from nothing like the Big Bang. I got little bands with the big man. Man, I don't get that.
Follow Zach on all his social media and show him some love by letting him know what you think of the track. And you can also show me some love by liking this video, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell. I feel like 50 Cent is a one album wonder. While his Massacre album was pretty nice, it's very obvious that the only project of his people care to talk about is Get Rich or Die Trying. And speaking of this album, If I Can't is the song that was supposed to be the lead single for the album. As we all know, the lead single ended up being In the Club. But there was actually a dilemma on which song to choose between If I Can't and In the Club. Now, for radio purposes, I understand why they went with In the Club, but this track is much better than me. This beat by Dr. Dre is so hard hitting. 50's rhymes are pretty decent. This isn't one of his realest street nigga songs or anything, but it's a track with nice enough lyrics and dope production, and it's really one of those tracks that's a good introduction to 50 Cent's style of music. Now, why I think this song is overshadowed is because it's Get Rich or Die Trying. This is the holy grail of 50's music. Like damn near every popular hit song this man has made his career is on this album. In the Club, PIMP, 21 Questions, Many Men, even the bonus track Wankster, I feel gets more love than If I Can't. So yeah, that's why I think If I Can't is slept on. Almost every early 2000s 50 Cent hit record that someone can think of all just so happen to be on the same album as this track. And while some people may know about it, it's still heavily outshined by like 5 other songs in my opinion.
I don't wanna live no more. Sometimes I hear death knocking at my front door. I'm living every day like a hustle.
Now, Everyday Struggle is one of my favorite songs from Biggie's Ready to Die album, and I'm sure a lot of people love this song as much as I do. The song does a great job detailing the life of a drug dealer, and Biggie talks about the impact his drug dealing ways have on him, how it affects him physically and emotionally. And on the hook, he flat out says how the toll that the drug life has on him can be too tough sometimes, and hustling every single day is really difficult, and it makes him not to want to even be alive anymore. Now, the topic of death is a recurring theme amongst this album, so this song isn't the only one to talk about it, but I feel like there's one song on this project that when it comes to Biggie speaking about how he doesn't want to live anymore, this one song does it way better than all the other ones on the album. And it's the final song, Suicidal Thoughts. Suicidal Thoughts was a thoroughly detailed track about how Biggie is just ready to leave this earth because he feels that he hurts too many people and that a lot of people probably won't even miss him if he's gone. That song also has a darker tone to it, while Everyday Struggle is more upbeat. Also, Suicidal Thoughts is just more hard-hitting lyrically. Seriously, the first lines are, if I die, fuck it, I wanna go to hell, cause I'm a piece of shit, it ain't hard to fucking tell. So that's why this song is on this list. I personally feel like it's a fantastic song, but Suicidal Thoughts is a stronger track in terms of the theme on the album, thanks to its darker sound and heavier lyrics. Both songs are pretty much about the same thing, it's just that one is more deeper and impactful than the other.
I brought tears to my mom eyes the first time she came and saw my new crib. She ain't been it.
Now, I understand that not all rappers would be incredible from out the gate, but Big Sean was trash to me with his first couple of projects. Big Sean didn't even become a decent rapper until the mixtape Finally Famous 3. Finally Famous 1 and 2 were garbage, but after his interaction with Kanye and his signing to Good Music, it was finally time for an album to drop, and he had to come with some heat. And pretty similar to what I said about 50 Cent, a lot of early Big Sean hits are just so conveniently on one album that every other song never gets talked about. Bruh, So Much More, Wait For Me with Lupe Fiasco, Memories Part 2, all of these songs are better than My Last, I Do It. And especially but the song So Much More was a good send-off and a closing track for Sean being proud that his dreams of becoming a rapper are finally coming true. Not only are these vocals beautiful, But Sean actually has some nice lyrics in here. The girls that was out of my league now trying to play with my balls. That's pretty funny. This sounds like something Blueface would say. Teacher told me to get a job, save up for 401k. Man, I'd rather be young as shit counting 401k. I bet I get the debit if I don't get the credit I deserve. The end of the second verse is actually my favorite part of the song because he shouts out his then girlfriend, Ashley Marie. Ashley is someone Sean has spoke about many a times because of how much he loved her and how much she supported him in his life and career. The song actually featuring Miguel that was on his Hall of Fame album, this is the girl he was talking about in that track. And also the middle of the third verse where he speaks about how the same teachers that were telling him not to become a rapper because it wouldn't amount to anything in life are the same teachers that are asking him to come back to his high school and speak to the students about how he has become a success. Overall, as I said, I feel this song was a great way to end off his first album as he was proud of himself for finally making it and doing what he always dreamed of.
I never meant to use you all as my stepping stones.
Literally every song on this album is talked about except for Stepping Stone. Now, Kamikaze isn't a long album, it's 11 tracks, but from what I've seen, Stepping Stone is not talked about when people are discussing either end of the spectrum. When discussing the best songs, I always hear The Ringer, Not Alike, Fall, Greatest, and Lucky You. When talking about the worst songs, I always hear Kamikaze, Normal, Nice Guy, Good Guy, and Venom. Now, notice, I only mentioned 10 songs out of 11. That's because, yeah, like I don't hear shit being said about Stepping Stone. I honestly always see people brush this song off. The people who say positive stuff just say, oh yeah, Stepping Stone is cool. It's a track about Eminem apologizing to D12. It's a nice meaning. And that's it. And the people who hate it just say, oh my gosh, Eminem singing on this hook is so damn bad. He sounded like he just got shot and he started singing right after that. Now, while I will admit M singing isn't great, it doesn't ruin the track at all for me. Also, I guess it's just because I've always been intrigued by Eminem's life in the 2000s. Reading about how dark his life became in the middle of the decade was always scary to hear about. So for this song, when he mentions how the group never been the same after Proof died, and he says, at that time I was going through my own struggles too, so I wasn't in no condition to be coaching us through. So after Proof's death, the rest of the group was looking at him for help, and M felt it was unfair for them to try to fall back on him because he had his own issues he had to deal with. He tried his best to put the group on, and he did. D12 World and Devil's Night were highly successful albums, but when the times got dark for everybody, nobody knew what to do. I also love how M simply talks about how broken their relationship has become over time. Proof has been gone for 12 years, and the group's relationship has been a roller coaster for 12 years. The end of the third verse where he's doing that speed rapping,
To my partners, I can't say how sorry I am. This is not how I planned for our story to end. I love all of you, man.
a lot of the people don't like that part of the song, but it's my favorite part. Eminem admits that he didn't expect the future of D12 to end up this way, and all he can do is apologize. And as previously mentioned, he thinks it's unfair that the group is counting on him to pick the group back up when he himself isn't as successful as he used to be. And finally, M ends the song with, it's not goodbye to our friendship, but D12 is over. For the past 12 years, they have been trying to keep the group afloat and stay together, but the harsh truth is that that will never happen again. So the group is done making music for good. And with all that being said, Stepping Stone is a marvelous song to me, and it saddens me that people just hear the song and brush it off and be like, oh, Stepping Stone? But yeah, that song is cool. That song is cool.
Look down curse, but in this first man, fuck the world. I lost my daughter to the gun and made a little girl.
Only people who really listen to the Hot Boys era Lil Wayne will know this song. The Block is Hot album had the songs The Block is Hot and Drop It Like It's Hot, which are the only tracks I hear get any attention. But Fuck the World is better than both of those tracks to me. I first heard of this song because it was in the beginning of the Hot Boys movie Baller Blocking, and I always thought it sounded great. Now, this is one of those songs where you can tell every single word that the rapper said was coming from the heart and from a deep place in their mind. In the first verse, he talks about how a lot of times he just wants to leave and not have to deal with anything anymore. But since he has Reginae and his mom to take care of, he has to be a soldier and be tough through all the hard times. Wayne talks about no matter how much he tries to be optimistic and keep his head up, bad things just stay happening. The people that are closest to him keep on dying, such as his stepdad, all his homies are getting locked up, he wasn't doing well in school. This song just hits so deep with every verse. It's a track where you can tell Wayne was down on his luck with everything and he wanted to express it with his music. Now the weird thing about this song is that the beginning of the chorus did not age well at all. Wayne says, I don't cuss, but in this verse, man, fuck the world. As in, usually he doesn't cuss in his songs, but for this song, he's just letting it all out. I have never seen a statement fly so far out the window before. Nowadays, Wayne cusses in almost every single line in every song, so the way he writes or freestyles has drastically changed. Nevertheless, if you want to hear a heartfelt song from Lil Wayne and just see how personal he can get with his music, F the World is a great way to start.